Ever wondered how to harvest beets for the sweetest roots? Beets are a cool season crop, best harvested approximately 50 to 70 days after seeding. This timing gives them the best chance to develop their rich, earthy sweetness. But how can you tell when they're just right? Well, size is a great indicator. When the roots are about the size of a golf ball or larger, it's usually a good sign that the beets are ready for harvest. But not just any size will do. The larger the beet, the higher the sugar content and the sweeter the taste. Please leave a comment on what size of beet you prefer to pick. Do you like the smaller or larger ones? So, patience can indeed reward you with a sweeter harvest. The first step to sweet beets, knowing when they're ready. Now let's move on to the actual harvesting process. So your beets are the right size, but how do you get them out of the ground without damaging them? Well, the first thing you need to consider is the condition of the soil. Moist soil is your best friend when it comes to harvesting beets. Why, you ask? Because it's soft and malleable, it makes it easier for you to pull out the beets without causing any harm to their precious roots. Think of it like trying to pull a spoon out of a bowl of thick pudding versus a bowl of soup. Which one do you think would be easier? Exactly, the soup. The same principle applies to harvesting beets. Now let's talk about the actual technique. The trick is to gently pull and twist the beet greens. Picture it like you're unscrewing a light bulb, that gentle twist and pull action. It's a delicate dance between your hands and the beet. Too much force could damage the root, so it's important to be tender and patient. Remember, gardening is not a power sport. It's a practice of patience and care. Another thing to be cautious of is overzealous pulling. I know, it's exciting to see your hard work come to fruition, and it's tempting to just yank those beauties out of the ground. But resist the urge. Overzealous pulling could lead to damaged roots, which will affect the quality of your beets. And after all your hard work, you definitely want the best quality beets, right? So to recap, harvest your beets in moist soil, gently pull and twist the greens, and avoid pulling too hard. With these tips, you're well on your way to a successful and fruitful beet harvest. Remember, gentle twisting and pulling is the secret to a successful harvest. Now, what happens after you've harvested your beets? If you're finding this video informative and helpful, don't forget to show your support by giving it a thumbs up, subscribing to our channel, and hitting the notification bell. Your participation is invaluable and greatly appreciated, as it helps support the channel and allows us to continue creating content that empowers you on your health journey. Don't forget to check out the links in the description for products that promote a healthy life. Let's continue with the video. You've harvested your beets, but how do you store them for maximum freshness? Well, the answer lies in how you handle your beets post-harvest. One crucial tip is to leave some greens attached to the beets. This prevents the roots from bleeding during storage, which in turn helps maintain their sweet flavor and vibrant color. Once you've prepared your beets, it's time to move to the fridge. Beets can comfortably reside in your refrigerator for 1 to 2 weeks. Just ensure they're kept in a cool, moist environment. A perforated plastic bag can work wonders for this. If you're looking at long-term storage, consider the traditional root cellar. In this cool, dark, and humid environment, your beets can last for months, providing you with a hearty and healthy ingredient long after the harvest season. Remember, the key to good storage is good harvesting. So, always handle your beets with care, right from when you pull them from the ground. Proper storage ensures your beets stay fresh and sweet. One thing I like to do with the beets we grow is to dehydrate them and make beet powder from them. I put a little bit of this beet powder in my oatmeal in the mornings. I have put a link in the description of the dehydrator I love to use. It works perfectly by dehydrating beets. Please leave a comment on how you prefer to eat your beets, and thank you for watching. But remember, good harvesting starts with good growing. What can you do to ensure a better beet harvest? Well, it all starts with the growing process. Beets are a cool season crop, so timing is key. But there's more to it than just planting and waiting. One common mistake you might make is over-fertilizing. While it sounds like a good idea, it can actually hinder root development, causing the plant to focus on leaf growth instead. So go easy on the fertilizer. Your beets will thank you. Next, let's talk about soil preparation. Beets prefer loose, well-drained soil. If the soil is too compact, it can stunt root growth. So before you plant, make sure to loosen the soil and remove any large clumps or stones. Spacing is another critical factor. Each beet needs room to grow. If you crowd your plants, you're likely to end up with small roots, so give them space. A good rule of thumb is to space your beets about 2 to 3 inches apart. Remember, a good harvest starts with good growing practices. Happy harvesting!